Okay, we go from one animated film to another, but we're going completely opposite, and I mean a complete 180 in all aspects. It's called The Fantastic Mr. Fox. And who directed this and wrote it? Wes Anderson. That's right, the man famous for such comedies as The Royal Tenenbaums, Rushmore, and of course, who can forget Life Aquatic? Well, some people tried it, but I liked it. Anyway, Wes Anderson has a way of bringing some sort of ironic and strange, yet we know it's funny because it's supposed to be humor to the screen, and he's done so in those films, and it's no different in this very strange yet very, very fun and enjoyable comedy, which is not always for kids, but at the same time, it's very family friendly as well. There's nothing crude about this film, which is odd because most of Anderson's films are. This is a takeoff of the Roald Dahl, the famous author's classic, and the animation they use is almost similar to what they used for King Kong back in 1933. It's like I don't know, like a weird motion, stop motion kind of puppetry almost kind of thing, and it works for this type of film. It paints the kind of setting that it really needs. And what I love about this film is that it tells a kind of kids-like animated story about a group of foxes led by Mr. Fox, voiced by George Clooney, and Mrs. Fox, voiced by Meryl Streep, in a war against a farmer. And let me tell you something, this film is just so funny in the way it gathers itself up for the big story and for the big I guess you could say feud or rivalry. And what I love about it is that it has so many quirky characters like most Wes Anderson films do, and they're used to their utmost potential. A badger, voiced by Bill Murray, is awful. He's Bill Murray. It's almost impossible for him not to be funny. And a rat, voiced by Willem Dafoe, and of course we also get longtime co-writer and not to mention star of many of Anderson's films, Owen Wilson. And this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, the first film that Wilson didn't co-write with Anderson. I have to look that up again, but I'm almost positive that that's the case. Either way, you knew he'd be involved. Now, the thing is about the Wes Anderson type films is that even in a kid's film, I think it's hilarious that the fact that he can still use that type of humor without going to the R rating, which he has in many of his other films. And the fact that he's comfortable enough with the same actors, like many directors are, the fact that he knows they won't let him down. He knows that they will bring the best even in an animated film. Now, Clooney and Streep are two people he's never used, but he got the usuals like Jason Schwartzman, and as I mentioned before, Bill Murray and Owen Wilson. This movie is really funny. It has that Wes Anderson touch to it, and it really makes you care about the characters. Yes, this is an animated film. Animated films have to do that. Now, again, this is not an adult film. It's not a kid's film. It's somewhere in between. It is a PG animated film. I think kids will like the furry little characters, but they won't get a lot of the jokes. That said, The Fantastic Mr. Fox is a different kind of experience. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's an experience I enjoyed. So 3.5 stars out of 5 for The Fantastic Mr. Fox.